All right, let's get into a story that starts with a simple romantic gesture and somehow spirals into a massive citywide conspiracy. It's a wild ride.
So the whole thing, this entire tangled mess, really kicks off with one question. And it all starts with, of all things, a brand new motorcycle.
How does that lead to a citywide political conspiracy? I mean, seriously, how does buying a bike end up uncovering a massive political plot? That's what we're here to break down.
So when we first meet our main guy, Arun, he's already in deep trouble. See, he's just trying to pull off this big surprise for his colleague, Meenakshi. The plan? Show up at her house on his brand new bike. Simple, right? Well, it goes wrong, like immediately.
And he just can't make this up. His luck is awful. First, he walks into the wrong house. Total mistake. Then, he walks in at the exact moment a violent robbery is going down. And to top it all off, the outfit he's wearing, it's a perfect match for the attacker's description. Boom. Just like that, he's trapped, he's the #1 suspect, and suddenly, he's the most wanted guy in the city.
So you got to be asking, how in the world does a regular, everyday office worker end up in a situation like this? To get that, we've got to rewind a bit and see what led him here in the first place.
And the reason for this whole mess? Yep, you guessed it. A good old-fashioned office romance. It all kicked off when Arun got a crush on this new intern at his company, Meenakshi.
And you can kind of see how it all unfolds here. Arun, who, by the way, has no idea how to ride a motorcycle, goes out and buys this big Royal Enfield just to try and impress her. But then, and this is a really sweet twist, Meenakshi's the one who secretly teaches him how to ride it. So this bike, it becomes their thing, you know? It's their connection. And it's the whole reason they planned their first real date for June 1st.
And see, that's the promise that puts everything in motion. That's why he's at her house on that specific day. He's just a guy trying to make good on a promise. But what he doesn't know is that his little romantic surprise is about to crash right into a much, much darker plot.
Because as it turns out, that robbery he stumbled into, yeah, it wasn't random at all. Not even close. It was actually the first piece of a much bigger, much more vicious political game.
Okay, so let's break down who's really pulling the strings here. You've got the target, Narsingh Yadav. He's a really popular local politician and, get this, he's also Meenakshi's relative. Then you have the guys behind the curtain, his political rival, Bhushan, and a dirty cop named C.I. Rudra. The plan was pretty straightforward. Stage a horrible crime, pin it on Yadav, and completely destroy his career just before the election.
And that's the scheme. So our guy Arun, just trying to be romantic, shows up at the wrong place at the wrong time, wearing the wrong thing, and he walks straight into their carefully laid trap. He unknowingly becomes the perfect scapegoat, the absolute perfect pawn in their political game.
So now Arun's on the run, and he quickly realizes these guys are working overtime to box him in. They're smart about it, too. They start taking away every single one of his options, just closing the walls in on him, making sure he's got absolutely nowhere to turn.
First step, they go after his best friend Sukumar. The corrupt cop Rudra just slaps him with a completely bogus attempted murder charge and throws him in jail. Just like that, his closest ally is gone.
And then, as if that wasn't bad enough, it gets worse. The huge citywide manhunt for Arun, well, it causes an accident and his own mother ends up in the hospital. I mean, can you imagine? The pressure on this guy is just through the roof.
So let's just recap. In the span of a few hours, Arun is completely, totally alone. His best friend's in prison, his mom's in the hospital, and he's being hunted by both the bad guys and the cops. He has no one. He's got to find a way out of this all on his own.
Okay, so he's backed into a corner with literally zero options left. Arun finally realizes running isn't going to solve anything. If he's going to get out of this alive and clear his name, he has to stop being the hunted and start hunting. And that's when he comes up with this absolutely brilliant plan.
This is where it gets really clever. Arun's plan is just genius. He stops running from the trap and decides to walk right into it. He turns himself into the police. He confesses to everything they're accusing him of, but then he drops a bombshell. He says the politician Bhushan was his accomplice, the one who hired him. This sends the two villains into a total panic, and they immediately start turning on each other, and in the chaos, they expose the entire conspiracy. He literally uses their own plan against them to tear it all down.
So the big question is, did this crazy, high-stakes gamble actually work? Let's take a look at how it all shook out.
And would you look at that? The plan worked perfectly. One of the hired thugs breaks down and confesses to the whole thing.
That leads directly to the arrests of both Bhushan and the dirty cop Rudra. Narsingh Yadav's reputation is cleared, his buddy Sukumar gets out of jail, and best of all, Arun and Meenakshi are finally free.
And you've gotta love this ending. It comes full circle. The story ends exactly where it was supposed to start, with Arun and Meenakshi finally taking that ride on his bike, together. The journey to get there was an absolute nightmare, for sure, but I think we can all agree the destination was worth it.
It just goes to show, when a regular person is caught in a game played by the powerful, sometimes the only way to win is to just flip the whole board over. So it leaves us with this question. In a world of power plays,